Hello guys, welcome back. This will be my second build guide for Borderlands 4, and ever since I started working on Harlowe, I really just can't put her down. This will be the first of many builds coming for her. I think I have main swapped already. This is a purely mobbing focused build. Though it can take down all bosses in the game, this is not set up for fast, efficient boss farms at all. So just strictly great mobbing. To me, probably the best mobbing build in the game. On a side note, I'm live daily on Twitch. We are streaming a bunch of Borderlands 4, playing and yapping with the community. We also main the First Ascendant, so you might already know me from there. Hope to see you guys stopping by. Link is in the description. With that out of the way, let's get into it. So before we get into any of the build, I want to talk about the weapons and something very important here. We are using this SMG here. This SMG is going to be firing very fast. So as you can imagine, this SMG is also going to be tearing through a ton of ammo. So it is going to be very important that you have leveled up your SMG ammo. I would say at least 5 nodes will make it playable, but the more the better. And let's also talk about the fact that you might not have this SMG, but the big thing here is going to be the Jacobs Ricochet, and also the biggest thing is the all-fire extra barrel, which enables a secondary barrel. Great for this gun, but there is other options, though not as amazing. They're still good options. As you can see, Lucian's flank also has the extra barrel, which is going to enable a secondary barrel and increase the fire rate, and this can come with Jacobs. This also critical hits refill up to 2 ammo to the gun's magazine, so this is a really good pick for this build. And then I'd say the option after that would be a Aegon's Dream, which also has the extra barrel all fire, which is going to increase your fire rate. So we are maining the green skill tree here. I love Harlowe because she just has so much synergy happening between her skills and her gear, her class mod. Like, there's so much going on, and there's so many options too that you can really go with. There's still little itty bitty things throughout this build that I'd say are kind of flex. So we're using the flux generator, but we are also using group study, which is basically going to turn this into a sidekick that's going to follow you and your teammates around, and you can re-trigger this over and over, and then keep stacking these gun damage buff, fire rate buffs, reload speed. So that's why you see the insane fire rate, gun damage, and reload. Then we're going to go with nuclear winter for the augment for the bonus cryo damage and the bonus radiation damage when an enemy becomes entangled. So feeding off of that, another synergy, and a very important one here, you must make sure you have this selected. It's going to be absolute 0. Whenever Harlowe freezes an enemy, she receives a stack of 0 point. For every stack of 0 point, her action skill duration freezes for a short time. This is basically what's going to make you stay in your action skill pretty much anytime you're in combat shooting things. As long as you're shooting and being active, you're gonna stay in your action skill. So then we are going with this, also very important, flash freeze. Whenever Harlowe deals cryo damage with an action skill, she gains a chance to freeze that enemy. And if you read them both and put it together, you understand why that is so important. And then, like, we are trying to take some cryo damage along the way here, deals bonus cryo damage with all sources. Another option I didn't pick here was even more cryo damage. I kind of went another route because here we are getting overshield when we do action skill damage. So to feed off of that, we are then be able to get gun damage when we have overshield, and we are pretty much going to have overshield the whole time we're playing this build. And I do have a failsafe with the rep kit to make sure that we do have that. So that should cover most of the synergies here. I'll just go over these selections. This is just critical hit damage when we entangle. This is going to be reload speed, which is very important because we are shooting so fast. We are reloading a lot, and we're also getting reload speed down here from group study as well. Like I said, this is gun damage, which is going to synergize with the overshield here. This is going to be the absolute 0, which is going to freeze our action skill duration. This is the ricochet that's going to happen when we are shooting entangled targets. I will demonstrate that in a bit of a thing on the test dummies. And then this is also very important. I actually skipped this over. This is what's going to give us the automatic critical hit So whenever an enemy is damaged by Harlow's action skill, which is gonna happen constantly because we're entangling, freezing, we're gonna have 100% crit chance. So you literally have 100% crit chance the entire time you were playing this build. So to add on to when we're triggering the action skill, we're getting another 30% gun damage for 8 seconds. So you're triggering that literally less than every 8 seconds. This is going to be even more fire rate when you re-trigger an action skill. This here is just elemental damage. Now the reason I go with this over this is strictly cryo, but we are also doing radiation damage as well. So this is going to be a buff that's going to apply to both of those. Like I went over, this is going to be the bonus cryo damage, and then you have the chance to freeze with an action skill, which, like I said, is synergizing with the other option in the green tree. Now, a very important thing that we're getting from our class mod, and I happen to have 5 of 5. If you have 2, 3, 4, or 5, you'll be okay. It's going to be control group, but this is what you're going to be looking for in your class mod. We'll be going over that in the gear section of the video. So let's look over specializations. I know a lot of people aren't going to have a lot of points yet. I don't even have a lot of points yet. I'll try to just point out some important things here. This here in Survivor is going to be very, very good, especially because we have so much overshield that we constantly have full shield and full health with her. She's pretty much like an angel from heaven. So this is your damage dealt from skill and weapon as well. So this is going to be, to me, one of the best picks we can make. Over here in Brute, this is going to add gun damage per stack that you do gun damage. So we're constantly shooting an SMG, we're blasting. So to me, this is also another great pick. Over here, I have gone with the Vault Hunter, can now hip fire while sprinting and gain gun damage the faster they move. You'll see why I'm taking that in a little bit. We are actually going really, really fast with this build. And another good option here is going to be now with caffeine, which is going to reduce your action skill cooldown whenever a rep kit is activated. Very, very nice. Like I said with the SDU, and I just want to touch on this again because it is so, so important. You have to make sure you are investing in your SMG ammo if you're going with the SMG, or your assault rifle ammo if you need to use one of the legendary assault rifles. So as far as weapons, this is the SMG. I got very, very lucky to even get this. I do have another one that is green, but this one is really, really great. Could be better with a third perk, obviously, but hey, world drop, and it is what it is. What you're looking for here, though, is the all-fire extra barrel, which is going to enable a secondary barrel that increases fire rate by 75%. And then, of course, we have Jacobs on this. Like I said earlier, 2 other notable options. Lucian's Flank also has the all fire, and you can get Jacobs with this. And then I'd say the third option would be Aegon's Dream, also having the all fire. So for your rep kit, it's kind of preference. I have gone with this speed overshield. I personally love the overshield because when I'm getting into a fight, I can pop this and get the overshield. Then I'm going to get the gun damage from my skill tree. And it's also a good way that if you end up taking some damage to start getting that overshield back, because we're also getting some speed boosts here when we get to our shield that are going to trigger from us having full shield. So this is the setup that I do like to run. Another option would just be like Enrage with Accelerator for action skill cooldown, just in case you get caught in a situation where you don't have it, but very personal preference here. Now, as far as my knife, damage and payload is the most important part. I do have penetrator on this knife, but it's just what I had with bullets to spare. We will get into firmware, but damage and payload to me is what you're gonna want, because especially in bossing, because she's kind of weak in bossing, she can get the job done, but having this little extra damage will definitely help you out a bit. Now, as far as the class mod, we are not using a legendary class mod. Like I said, we are looking for a certain perk here, and this is the perk control group, so you need to keep an eye out for this. That's going to be the most important part of this. Now, I do have action skill cooldown rate, which is really good, and then I have movement speed. Like I said, my character can move really, really fast. It's going to be that plus my shield, which is going to be the super soldier shield. And if you read Vagabond, when my energy shields are full, 20% movement speed. So I'm moving fast as fuck. I do have trick shot on this. Not the greatest. I was trying some things with trick shot. Turns out when you put firmware on something, it does get locked on, and you cannot overwrite it, so be aware of that. But the Super Soldier Shield is going to be the go-to shield for this. Also getting another buff to fire rate, and then a 25% buff to movement speed. Now, for an enhancement, I'd say there's probably two options. You really need mag, or you're just going to be constantly reloading. So this legendary enhancement is going to be your best option with box magazine, fire rate mag, and then bullet hose with a 30% chance to add an extra projectile per shot. Then I have very lucky, got the SMG magazine size is increased by 75%. After that, if you can get some damage buffs to SMG, that's great. If you cannot get this, this is another good option. This has box mag on it. It's going to give you the mag and the fire rate, and then you are hopefully going to roll SMG mag. It's playable without the mag, but just be prepared to be reloading constantly. Luckily, we have a lot of reload speed. So let's go over what firmware I have on. The most important thing here is bullets to spare. I definitely don't have perfect firmware yet, especially for my second bonus. I was trying some stuff and got stuck with something basically. So I have fire rate, we have magazine size, and then we get fire rate that is increased by 50% of gun magazine size. For this build, this is great. Now, I was trying out trick shot, but just wasn't feeling it. I thought bullets to spare was going to be better for this. I do like the reload speed. I don't really think you need any more damage. You can go 2-piece Deadeye as well, but I think you can also go 1 trick shot and then 1 Deadeye, because the 1 Deadeye is going to give you the accuracy, and with the amount of bullets you're firing out of this thing, sometimes it is hard to control. Let's take a look at this in action, so to say, on the test dummies. One important thing here, make sure you are triggering your under barrel. You don't want full auto. You do want double barrel. I have made this mistake many times and been like, what the hell is going on with my damage? Well, that would be why, so make sure you're checking your barrel that you are in double barrel. Simply trigger your action skill and then start shooting. Now, you can already see we got the freeze duration on our action skill. We're going to re-trigger and keep proccing those buffs, which is the fire rate and the reload. As you see, everything is critic as well. We are also ricocheting damage to enemies, doing elemental damage. It's just really wild. The reason we're not re-triggering these on our action skill is because we've already done it to these enemies and we're not able to keep re-procking it because it's already been procced on them. And that covers everything for this Harlowe build guide. Next video we'll be doing on her will be her red skill tree, which can mob well, but it is a definitely better boss melter. Any questions or suggestions about the builds, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe is appreciated. Thanks, guys. Peace.